The royal family's surprising role in the UK riots. In the summer of 2011, the streets of England erupted in a wave of violence and civil unrest that shook the nation to its core. From London to Manchester, Birmingham to Liverpool, rioters took to the streets, engaging in acts of looting, arson, and clashes with the police. The triggers for this social upheaval were complex, rooted in deep-seated issues of economic inequality, racial tensions, and a growing sense of disenfranchisement among the country's marginalized communities. But before we continue, don't forget to click on the subscribe button. But what many may not know is that the royal family, long revered as a symbol of stability and tradition, may have played a surprising and influential role in the events that unfolded. A closer examination of the events leading up to the riots reveals a tangled web of political and social dynamics, with the monarchy itself becoming embroiled in the unrest. It all began with the wedding of Prince William and Kate Middleton in April 2011. The lavish ceremony, which was broadcast globally, was seen by many as a celebration of the privileged elite, further exacerbating the growing sense of inequality and resentment within the UK. The opulent display of wealth and privilege, in the face of austerity measures and rising unemployment, only served to widen the divide between the haves and the have-nots. But the royal family's involvement didn't end there. In the aftermath of the wedding, the Queen's grandson, Prince Harry, became embroiled in a scandal of his own. Photographs of the young royal partying in Las Vegas, surrounded by scantily clad women, sparked widespread outrage and further tarnished the image of the monarchy. The timing of these events couldn't have been worse. As the nation grappled with the fallout from the royal wedding and Prince Harry's indiscretions, a spark was lit that would soon ignite into a nationwide conflagration. The riots were triggered by the police shooting of Mark Duggan, a 29-year-old black man, in the London borough of Tottenham. Outraged by what they perceived as yet another instance of police brutality against a minority community, residents took to the streets, and the unrest quickly spread across the country. But the royal family's connection to the riots didn't end there. In the aftermath of the violence, there were allegations that the government's response was influenced by the monarchy's own concerns about the potential impact on the royal family's public image. According to some reports, the palace had expressed concerns about the riots potentially overshadowing the royal family's public engagements and events, and had even urged the government to take a tougher stance in quelling the unrest. This led to accusations that the government's heavy-handed approach, which included the deployment of thousands of police officers and the use of controversial tactics like kettling, was influenced by the monarchy's own political interests. The fallout from the riots was significant, with over 5,000 people arrested and hundreds of millions of pounds in damage. But the long-term consequences of the event have been even more profound, sparking a nationwide reckoning with issues of social and economic inequality, police brutality, and the role of the monarchy in shaping the political landscape. In the years since the riots, the royal family has faced increasing scrutiny and calls for reform, with many questioning the relevance and accountability of the monarchy in a modern, diverse society. The Meghan Markle controversy, for example, has further highlighted the ongoing tensions between the royal family and marginalized communities, and the need for the institution to adapt to changing social and political realities. As the UK continues to grapple with the legacy of the 2011 riots, the role of the royal family in shaping these events has become an increasingly important area of inquiry. The monarchy's influence, both overt and behind the scenes, has come under the microscope, with many questioning whether the institution's actions and interests have contributed to the social unrest that has gripped the nation. Ultimately, the story of the 2011 UK riots is a complex and multifaceted one, with the royal family's involvement serving as a surprising and thought-provoking chapter in this ongoing national narrative. As the country continues to wrestle with the deep-seated issues that fueled the unrest, the role of the monarchy in these events remains a subject of intense scrutiny and debate.